7月1号到9号是安省1年1度的免费钓鱼周，大家就算没有钓鱼证也可以钓鱼。7月6号，国际电视记者跟随约克区警局水警和多元文化组来到 Lake Simcoe 进行水上巡逻。
这个星期的是安省的钓鱼周，所以这个星期的话呢，不需要渔证，所以我们有很多从那个城市的 city 的那个住在城市的人呢，跑到北边这边来钓鱼，所以我们这个星期连续3天一直都在水上来做这个 initiative promote safety.
Paramount is to always wear a life jacket and notify somebody where you're going when you're coming back. In your case, you're wearing an auto-inflate, and with the rules and regulations, you have to wear auto-inflate life jackets when you have these. If you have a normal life jacket, what goes on and clips on or buckles up or zippers up, you could have that on your vessel, but we highly recommend the life jacket to be worn because life jackets save lives. In our particular boat with the Nowage, we have various fire suppressions on the boat. In this case, we have a suppression to suppress the fire if this vessel did catch on fire. And what that would do is it would send off an extinguisher down below in the bilge area of the boat to suppress the fire. We also have 2 other fire extinguishers behind this wall inside the cabin, and that would be for either interior or exterior purposes. Another thing that is very important is shutting off your fuel if you did have a fire, and that's the first thing we recommend to do, is shut the fuel down and pull those levers in this particular boat. This boat's a little different than your typical boat that people have. If you have built-in tanks on your boat, you are obligated to have a fire extinguisher for that purpose. If you have removable tanks, like a steel can, which they tend to be, then you could remove that if it was under fire, hopefully.
水警们检查渔民们的水上安全措施，并向他们普及水上垂钓的安全知识。
23 Echo 20969.
So, 2 life jackets, and you have one of those safety kits. You have a throw line, a whistle, a flashlight, and you have a bail in there, I can see.
Do you want to go ahead, Nate?
It's in the green, so your fire extinguisher is expired. You need that in the green.
Okay.
So you need to go to Canadian Tire or wherever your home hardware to get it. I'm going to give you caution on that, but it's about $300. So we did a safety check on this vessel. In this particular case, the gas tank is built in, so this gentleman needs a fire extinguisher. His fire extinguisher was in the red versus in the green. You want it to be in the green. So we've explained to this gentleman that he needs to go get a new fire extinguisher. Further, the boat, when you buy a boat, you need to license the boat and go through Transport Canada. And what that'll do is it'll put that boat into your name, and you need to have that licensing paper on board the vessel so that if you did overturn, we can figure out who owns the boat. It's not like a car where it's immediate. It takes a little more work to find the vessels. So we can go to that piece of paper if we can't find the people on board. Boats get stolen, boats overturn, boats sink. It's a safety issue. So with websites like Kijiji and various different agencies that are on the web, boats get sold all the time and people don't put them in their name. So if something bad happens, we go back to the original owner and they say, hey, we sold that boat a year ago to some person in wherever, and it makes it very difficult. So have the vessel license on board and all your safety equipment. If one of you guys want to just come right to the back here, I'll hand you a bunch of whistles for the kids so you can put them on their life jackets.
Good. Here's the fire extinguisher.
Thank you.
If a person is out on the water, every vessel from a boat this size to a little kayak or a paddleboard canoe, you have to have a sound signaling device. So a whistle complies to that. It's a sound signaling device. It's so you can, if you happen to fall off of a boat, or if your boat's broken down and you're hopefully close enough to shore or close enough to another boat, you can blow the whistle and signal for help. It's a very important piece of kit, and we actually advise that you attach it to your life jacket or to your personal flotation device. And that way it's always with you. If you happen to fall over the boat or fall off the boat, fall out of your kayak, you have the ability to signal for help.
Anyone operating a boat with a motor on it, a non-human powered engine, obviously, has to have a PCOC card, which is a pleasure craft operator's card. And the provisions for that are anyone operating, anyone from 0, obviously, to 12 years old. If they're unsupervised, they can operate up to a 10 horsepower engine. Anyone 12 to 16 can operate up to a 40 horsepower engine. And then when you're older than 16, you can operate anything up. That's why they have the provisions for not allowing anyone under 16 to operate a personal watercraft. It's just too much engine. They've found that out. That I personally think that's why they brought the operator's card provisions in, because you were getting kids that were riding machines that were way too powerful, and they weren't strong enough basically to handle them.
Occasionally, especially during bad weather, we'll get calls for search and rescue. Basically, if a boat's broken down out there, or a vessel is in trouble, people are in trouble on a boat out on the water, we'll have to, we deploy from Crates Marina, and then we'll go out and search for that vessel that's in trouble, and hopefully bring them back to a place of safety. In regards to that, we have equipment to help us. We have a chart plotter on board. The chart plotter is basically, it's an electronic image of a chart of the actual lake. This chart will give us depths. It allows us to plot our courses. It gives us the ability to basically, like a road map. It'll tell us how we can go from point A to point B to where the vessel is in trouble, without hitting rocks, without hitting shoals, without going into places of danger that are hazardous to this vessel. And then at nighttime, or in times of poor visibility, when we have snow, when we have heavy rain, when we have when it's very dark outside, or if it's foggy, we have a radar. This will send out basically a radio signal, and it'll bounce off objects, hard objects out there, vessels like one that's coming at us right now, and it'll display that image or that echo onto our display here. It'll tell us there's a boat here, there's a boat there, there's land here. With this to the chart, we can kind of navigate in and around the boats, in and around the land, and we can safely go about our way out on the lake. Piece of equipment we use all the time. It's for hooking up boats. It's for taking vessels under tow. It's so that the officers, when they're taking a vessel under tow, they don't have to reach underneath a boat, which can be very dangerous in heavy waves. So this allows us to hook up to the bow eye of a boat, and we hook this onto our tow rope, and we take a vessel to a safe harbor place of safety. We do bring in a lot of vessels off the water that have been disabled, that are broken down, or that are potentially could end up on the rocks or up on shore, or even worse, they could overturn and possibly sink. So we do take a lot of vessels under tow and take them to a safe harbor. Equipment on board for police investigations in the event that we come across something out on the lake where we do require some basic investigation. This is just some paperwork and some tools to help us with those investigations. We've got emergency equipment on board. We've got oxygen. We've got some. The officers are trained to a little bit higher level than the street officers, because we're the only response out here, out on the lake. Ambulance can't come out onto the lake. We have to get to a victim, try to stabilize that victim, and then take them to shore to a higher level of medical care.
像每年我们都会做这个活动，只不过今年的话呢，我们邀请了媒体过来加大那个宣传力度。 但是我们每年的话呢，我们的水警，冬天是冰钓，夏天是在船上钓、岸钓，我们都会宣传这个安全。
3个小时的水上巡逻虽然结束了，在这里，国际电视记者还是要提醒大家，在钓鱼时要遵守相关的法律法规，注意水上垂钓的安全事项。在钓鱼周结束后，大家仍然需要钓鱼证才可以进行垂钓。